As stated earlier, I chaired that committee last year with Barry Barth co-chairing with me, and Barry is going to take that over in 2017, so I'm going to cover it while he's enjoying himself on a beach somewhere in the Caribbean. What is our purpose? Communications Committee shall operate in accordance with this charter. The committee will identify ways to improve communications and advise the board on its recommendations to create greater community awareness of CSA operations and achievements. When this committee was formulated 2 years ago, it was primarily made up of staff and committee chairs. Last year, we added, I believe, 4 residents to that committee because we wanted to be able to, it was important that we communicate internally, but it was also important that we communicated externally as well. And we'll talk about some of the things that we have done to improve that. We serve as a conduit between the various committee chairs and the community at large, helping to communicate the goals, actions, and accomplishments of all of our committees. At the very beginning, when Brett first got here, we did not have an organization that expressed a lot of communication internally. Brett has a weekly meeting with all of his directors. We are aware of all internal functions going on because they now are operating as a team. So by adding more property owners to that, it gave us a conduit to go external as well. Our committee responsibilities is to collect and help to disseminate updates on the activities of all CSA committees in order to promote public awareness and a greater understanding of current operations and future planned activities. We evaluate and recommend communication best practices related to the website, the newsletter, weekly emails, and other communication pieces. We advise on the development of an editorial calendar for the newsletter to create more consistency of messaging moving forward. We provide general oversight of the results and impact on ongoing marketing and communications activities within CSA and report them to the CSA Board of Directors with recommendations. Keep in mind, we have one person working in communications at the CSA staff, Miss Amanda. So she relies upon the committee to do an awful lot of her work, which we are gladly to do, but we also, I have to say, dump a lot of extra work on her as a result of that committee working. Our membership consists, as I said, of the chairman from each standing CSA committee. Other members include the Director of Communications, Safety and Security, Maintenance, Director of Special Projects, Finance and Administration. These are non-voting members and property owners and others as deemed necessary by the communications chairman. The term of the member's appointment shall be 1 year, and all members are appointed annually by the CSA Board of Directors upon recommendation of the chair, and residential committee members can serve up to 2 3-year terms but must be reappointed annually. The 2 vacancies we have on the Safety and Security Committee are a result of 2 of our members who are retiring after 6 years of service. Barry Barth, David Borghese of Finance, Kerry Corbett from the Resort, Frank Jeffries, property owner and president of the POA in Club Course, Charlie Miner, ASPO president, Mary Reagan, a member, a property owner who lives in Red Maple, I believe, J.R. Richardson, Beverly Searle, Richard Spear, myself, and Kathy Wilcox make up the 2016 committee. What are our limitations? We do not authorize distributions. We do not approve or recommend to member dissolution, merger, or the sale, ledger, or transfer of all or substantial all of the corporation's assets. The committee does not select, appoint, or remove directors or fill vacancies on the board or any of its committees. The committee does not adopt, amend, or repeal the articles or our bylaws. What did we do in 2016? We brought the staff, the chairs, and property owners together at one meeting to determine better ways of disseminating CSA information to the public. After the misunderstanding a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, of the trolley stop at a particular location, we then formed a community-wide meeting that talked about, a community focus group that talked about how do we improve our communications to you. We had 35, 40 property owners with multiple suggestions. All of those were looked at and have been either put in place, being considered, or eliminated. We created a website link detailing committee activities prior to distribution of actual committee minutes. It takes us some time to get the minutes out because they have to be approved. That means that you have a gap of 2, 3, 4 weeks where you don't know what that committee worked upon, whether it's maintenance, whether it's safety and security, whether it's a finance committee. So last year we created a new system that allows us to basically take notes and summarize the activities of all of our committees and then post those online so you know what was discussed, you know what we were looking for, and we broke those down into 3 different areas. What are we looking at down the road? What is that committee doing right now to possibly implement, and what are we actually doing today to implement that policy? So we give you 3 different views of the activity that's being taken by each of our committees. We created a new communications policy. We created a new community-wide video highlighting the virtues of living, working, and relaxing in Sea Pines, which we will be rolling out to the public in March. We will also have a meeting next week with Bill Miles of the Chamber of Commerce and have a meeting with the Heritage Classic Foundation that the pieces of that video would be a great way to be seen at the Heritage at one of the large screens. We're talking about being able to promote. We are the host community for the Heritage. Let's not lose sight of that, and we're using that as a piece of our communications effort to people who may come in. Miss Amanda, it's yours.
Thank you, Michael. Good morning. My name is Amanda Jones. I'm the Director of Communications for Community Services Associates. I'm going to go over some information regarding the Communications Department. Would be helpful. So, this is a breakdown of our mission regarding related to the Communications Department. A little bit of backstory before we move into this. The Communications Department is a one-man show. You're looking at it right here. I'm Amanda. I handle a good bit of what we do from a communications perspective, so I work really closely with our board of directors. I work very, very closely with our staff directors as well. Michael mentioned that we have a staff meeting on every Monday. That meeting is usually an hour to 2 hours long, and just kind of getting all the information from our staff directors regarding what projects are coming up, whether it's a week away or 6 months away, so I can communicate it to the community, and just to keep you guys as updated as possible. So, briefly covering our mission. My goal is to provide you guys, our property owners with residential property owners with information for the most cost-effective manner to our stakeholders, gather, disseminate, and share factual information with our stakeholders to provide and promote more open disclosure of information, and then also to keep the community at large informed across multiple communication channels. So you may ask what those communication channels are. This is a brief description of them. We have our website, seapinesliving.com. It's currently going under a redevelopment process. We're looking forward to launching our new site in mid-March. That site's goal is for us to be able to post extensive amounts of information, whether that's board meeting minutes, agendas, videos, coffees, PowerPoints, things like that, information for our stakeholders to be able to utilize. And also keep announcements and news up to date. We'll have several community calendars there as well. So that is the purpose of our website, is to really be the one-stop shop for our property owners and stakeholders to go to get information that they need. By a show of hands, how many in the room have received an email from CSA, like a mass email that we've sent out? That makes me feel very happy. Good. So we send out regular emails to our property owners. You may have seen an increase in them during the hurricane. We were emailing the property owners almost on a daily basis, if not multiple times during the day, just to kind of keep you guys updated about what was going on. It is crucial, if we don't have your contact information, that we have it so you can receive this information. It's there. It's just a matter of if we can get it to you. So having an updated contact email for the property owners are very, very important. If for some reason you change your email, it's very easy to get it updated, and I'd be happy to take care of that process for you. So we will continue to utilize our mass email communication system, and I oversee that process. You may also see our Sea Pines community newsletter. We cut that newsletter quarterly. It's done to provide information on a number of different topics, whether it's events or community-related activities, upcoming projects that are happening within the community, that's where you will see our newsletter. We have it available in a print version, and we also have it available in a newsletter email version. If you'd like the print version, you actually have to call the office, CSA office, and request one, or usually you would do it when you when you went to go get your decal for your property owner decal. But alternatively, you could also call the office if you'd like it mailed to you. You'll see here also our Facebook page is listed, www.facebook.com/cpinesliving. We have approximately 1,716 followers at this point. That was as of this morning. I encourage you to like our Facebook page if you'd like to. All the information that we have to a certain extent does get also duplicated on our Facebook page. The majority of it obviously lives on our website, but we have news and announcements and events obviously also on our Facebook page, so it's a good way to stay connected as well, and you can ask us questions through that service also. Our gate signage is very important. That's the signs that you see when you come in through the gate. We're moving to a possible community digital signage platform versus a standard wooden board platform that we currently use, so we're looking forward to bringing that to the community. We'll be publishing some current display options that we're looking through, and then it will go to different committees for approval. One thing I don't have up here, but it's equally as important, I also oversee the email server info@csacpines.com. You can also alternatively email me at amandaj@csacpines.com, but we receive a number of property owner emails. So in a week, I'd probably say I get upwards of 30 or 40 emails from property owners, and it's my responsibility to make sure that those are being followed up with. So if you have a question or a concern, we encourage you to email us, call us, come into the office so we can make sure it's getting taken care of for you. Separately, also not listed, I provide services through service agreements to ASPO, the Association of Sea Pines Plantation Property Owners, to Six Oaks, and to the Sea Pines Forest Preserve in these same regards. So they don't independently have their own website or Facebook page, but we have to communicate information for those specific entities as well. So I oversee their communication efforts also. So these are some of our 2017 priorities. You may see some duplication in what Michael just presented regarding the committee priorities, but these are as it directly relates to the communications department. So a lot of this is the facilitation of what Michael went over, because in my position, I need to facilitate what they request. So first and foremost is the completion of the redesign and redevelopment of cpinesliving.com website. To continue to provide communication support, as I mentioned, to related entities. The launch of our confirmation station, that is a portal where property owners and or stakeholders can go to get answers to factual questions or questions that they may need answers to. Launching of the Sea Pines community video. I will continue to manage and oversee our ongoing contract with our public relations and reputation management firm. Continue to add to our communications policy. Michael mentioned that previously. That is, at its current state, it's 3 policies, and we look to add more to continue to adding to that communications policy. Develop and implement a comprehensive property owner survey in 2017 is on the agenda as well. You guys were surveyed in 2015. We'd like to continue that survey and to build on that previous survey so we can get some additional interest in clarifications regarding different projects that are upcoming. One of those things that is listed also is expanding on interest and behavioral-based preferences. So currently we email information to our property owners, and it's not very segmented. It's almost, here's all of our information, which is a little bit challenging because not everybody wants everything. So we're working, and we will be working into 2017 on really finding out what each property owner wants to hear about, so that way you're just getting specific emails regarding the topics of your interest. So that's something that we're looking to work towards in 17. The other topic is the goal of that is to take the survey data and to put it into profiles that you'd be able to change yourself. So that's one of the key components that our website is looking to accommodate, as well as that if you want to hear about the beach, you can hear about the beach. If you want to hear about the trolley, you can hear about the trolley, and so on and so forth. So that way it's a little bit more specific to the property owner's preferences. We will continue to survey and receive input and feedback based on additional topics. For example, if the Gate Entry Committee needs a survey done, or the Finance Committee or Safety and Security needs a topic for a survey done in a specific category, I would facilitate that survey on their behalf and work with the property owners to get that completed. I'd like to continue and grow our Facebook page. Obviously, that's a really great resource for us, and we'd like to be able to get more people on board. That also includes getting people's contact information and making sure that we have the right information for them so we can communicate with them appropriately. And then the last bullet is, it's on my list in case it comes up, but prepare for any potential referendums. I would be the one who would assist and oversee from a communication standpoint for that project. So obviously, it's very, very important that we have your contact information, but you may ask how you reach the communications committee. All of the information regarding the 2016 committee is posted on our website at cpinesliving.com under CSA, specifically related to boards, then committees, and you'll see that information. Keep in mind that information is updated yearly, so we won't have that information updated for 2017 until after the March CSA board meeting. How do you reach the communications department? To contact me, that's my phone number, 671-7814. It's an 843 area code. My email is amandaj@csacpines or info@csacpines.com. Those both come to me. Our website has a contact us feature as well, so if you are on our website, you can contact us, and that comes to me, and I will disseminate it to whomever staff directors or board members it needs to go to for delegation. And then our office is located at 175 Greenwood Drive. If you'd like to stop by or if you need that for mailing purposes, that is our address. So, without further ado, we'll move to questions for the communications department, and Michael and I will address those as they come up. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah, let me bring the mic to you.
You had, or somebody had mentioned that in a secure section of the website, you were going to add property owners' information. Is that going to be taken care? Is that going to be part of the new website when it rolls out?
It is in phase one, a small part of it. So we do have phase two implementation and then additional planning into 2018 and 19. But for 2017, our goal when we open it right off the bat in March is to have a section where it's substantially different from what you'd see right now. When you log into our website, you actually have a members-only area. A lot of the information that we post is public information, obviously not, residential phone numbers or addresses of that nature, but our coffee video. Anybody should be able to see that, things like that. So that's really the reason that we're moving a lot of what was behind the password login information to the front page, which would make it much more accessible, essentially. What will be behind a members-only login will be the ability for you to update your email address without having to call us or without having to come into the office, to update your phone number, things like that. So you won't be able to obviously update your deeded address to your Sea Pines property, but you would be able to update your contact information. As we move into 17 and 18, that is the topic of conversation based on behavioral preferences and categories that you're interested in hearing about. That's our goal, is to move into that topic into the later part of 17. We do have to get the website started and up and running, and then we will move those behavioral-based interest categories into that page of our site.
I get but part of the question, I guess part of it was, are we going to be able to also be able to communicate, like my neighbor, I want to be able to send them an email, or people are going to be able to opt in or out. So you're not going to have like an
intercommunication system. No, sir. Okay, so that's not the plan, and there at this current time there is no.
Okay, because that's what I thought it was talked about a few months ago.
No, I'm sorry if there was any confusion.
Okay.
We do. Our Facebook page would function like that, but it doesn't currently. I mean, our system itself is just for you to update your specific property owner information.
I think what you may be referring to is a voluntary directory that we've discussed. And that would be anybody who wishes to opt in for their information to be provided to others and what information they would like to provide to others. That is part of what we're moving forward to. I'm not sure that it's specifically tied to the website, but that opportunity would be out there and available.
Thank you for that clarification. Sorry about that. Other questions? We'll have Sandra pass the mic back.
I would just say that relative to Billy's question, that does exist currently in that Voices of Sea Pines affiliation, which I'm sure you're all aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And on that, anyone can speak out or express, but to note, if you do, you will get feedback.
Correct.
So,
We are aware of that.
Right, we are aware of that.
Okay.
So Voices of Sea Pines is a site that CSA does not manage. We do not provide content for that website. They may take content from our site and share it accordingly, but we don't have any management over that specific site. But again, that does make sense that if we were to open it up of some sort, that could cause that type of communication. But directly to what Brett was mentioning, we are working towards an opt-in service where you as a property owner could voluntarily list your contact information, whether that was your phone number or possibly your email address. As members of CSA, we are required, if somebody who is also a member in good standing requests a membership list, to provide that membership list to them. That membership list includes the owner's name and their mailing address. So that is our requirement as a nonprofit organization in the state of South Carolina. However, that list does not include phone numbers, email addresses, any of that information. So it's a great question, and that's something that we obviously would want the residential property owners or any of our owners to be able to give the approval prior to that being distributed, certainly.
Whether you are a Sea Pines resident, a parent, or been involved with business, what is one common problem in every organization? It is communication. And to give you a point of reference for that, with 5,890 individuals multiplied by 90% more, what is interesting to this gentleman is not interesting to this young lady, and vice versa. We have to try to find the best vehicle to get it to you. Before Amanda got here, our hit rate on our emails, about 30% got opened up. Aha, Matthew came to visit, and it jumped to 70%. It's now about 50%. But think about that. Only 50% of the emails we send out, people actually open up. So what we're trying to do with the creation of the website and all of our policies is let's put things on there that people will want to go to be able to find and locate information that may be a dial. I can get to that point. I can get to this here. It is just a very, very difficult issue. And I'll leave you with one comment of why I know it's important to the property owners. At a community coffee probably 6 months ago, we had a lady in the audience complain to CSA that we did not say anything to anybody on her street at all about this announcement that impacted her street. Amanda and I knew that we had sent out, and Brett, we all knew we sent out to every email address we had on that street, 19 of them, in fact. We, in fact, sent it to her house, to her husband's email address, because she didn't register hers with ours. He didn't tell her about that. Not only did CSA not tell her, that's two people in the same house. That's the difficulty of our problem. We are open to suggestions on anything that you think we can do to improve communications of what we need to do going forward. I certainly thank all of you for being here. Remind you that next Wednesday at 9 o'clock will be Finance Committee with Dave Borghese. Finance is always important, and followed by Safety and Security shortly thereafter, followed by 15th will be the Governance Committee, Short-Term Rental, Maintenance Enhancement, and Major Projects, wrapped up by CSA and ASPO on the 22nd. So we look forward to seeing you then. Thank you very much for your attendance.
Thank you.